Hello, Margaret Munoz here, and I'm going to be talking to you today about insomnia, which afflicts so many people. Sleep is a very complicated aspect of our lives, but of course, a good sleep and enough sleep is totally essential for our health and well-being, and we're really quite unable to function if we don't get enough of that. Just ask parents of newborns; they're experts on the subject. So there's lots of different things that you can do about insomnia, different ways of tackling it, and I'm just going to focus on tips around using tapping for it in this video, and I hope that those will help you no matter what form of insomnia that you have. But I will say that your tapping is going to be uphill if you're eating or drinking any sort of stimulants in the evening. And of course, remember that includes sugar and chocolate. Or if you're on screens at night. Now, I know that it's really hard to stay off screens. But if you lay down and you're feeling at all wired, you know why. Eating late at night doesn't help either because your body's busy trying to digest. So aside from that, let's look at what we can do with tapping. So first of all, we can tap before we go to bed. What I suggest you do, because there's often so much stuff going around our head and it's that keeps us awake, it can be really good to offload, write down everything that's going on in your mind on a piece of paper, not on a screen, even if that's your preferred way of taking notes. We're onto paper. And then you can see what's going on in your head and decide if there's something that you need to tap on. Are you angry at somebody? You can tap on that. Or upset about a particular situation. You trying to find some way of resolving things? Have you got a decision to make that's on your mind? So it can be really good to tap on those things before you get into bed. Get the intensity rating right down if you can. It's also good if you're thinking about what you have to do the next day, to also get that down on paper. Make a list so that so you don't have to keep it up here. You've got it, and so you can relax. So that's before you get into bed. Now, you can also tap on any any concerns that you might have that you're about to get into bed and you're not going to sleep. So you might have a fear that you're not going to sleep, you're going to be exhausted the next day and then you won't function. Well, so you can tap on that. Even though I'm scared that I'm not going to sleep well, then I'll be exhausted tomorrow and I won't be able to do whatever it is. And I totally accept all my feelings, and then just tap around on the fear, the concern, the anxiety, whatever it is that you're feeling about the fact that you might not sleep well. Again, because we can get into this loop, so we want to try to stop that loop of anxiety. I didn't sleep well last night, didn't sleep well the night before, now I'm not going to sleep well tonight. What I find a lot of people don't think about even is tapping when you're actually in bed. So I find it really hard to tap laying down, but you can sit up in bed and tap. But what is really handy is to use the finger point. So you can lay your hands on your abdomen and tap on the finger points, or you can use the one hand tapping, and you can tap like this on the finger points, and that way you can have your hands relaxed by your side, or you can just do it one hand. And you can do it two ways. You can either just tap, because any sort of tapping will reduce your stress levels. It brings the levels of cortisol down in your body, so it will calm your body anyway. You can hold the intention that you're going to let go, that you're going to relax and drift off into sleep. The other thing you can do is you can tap on exactly what's happening. You know, it's 2 a.m. and I'm still not asleep. Or I've been asleep, now I've woken up and now I'm wide awake again. And I can't go back to sleep. All the while you're tapping, and you'll find that even as you speak out the negative, that will start to clear it. So you can also then tap when you get up in the morning. So if you had a bad night, you can tap, no, even though I didn't sleep well again, I choose, and then I would make like a positive choice. How do you want to feel? You know, energized, you know, with mental clarity. Just think about what it is you want to feel instead of exhausted, so that you set yourself up in a better frame of mind to start off with, even though you perhaps didn't get all the sleep that you wanted. Now, we can also tap outside of the actual sleep situation. So you can tap on a specific problem that you have. So you can tap on that problem. Even though I wake up at 2 a.m. every morning, I deeply and completely accept myself. Wake up at 2 a.m. So you can tackle the problem. What I have learned over the years is that a lot of sleep issues are governed by some sort of deeply held trauma, a negative event, some sort of situation. And it can be from the distant past, or it can be more recently that's sitting there. And as you get quiet and try and go to sleep, away from the busyness of the day, this anxiety, this sort of stress, whatever it is, raises itself up in your subconscious. For instance, I worked with a woman who had such a terrible sleep problem. She was practically unable to work. And after a while, what I discovered, because she hadn't connected at all with the fact that her neighbour next door had been broken into by an intruder and raped. And she hadn't realised that her unconscious was saying, I have to be on the alert. I have to be hyper vigilant in case anything happens. And when we worked with that, when we resolved that, her natural sleep patterns came back again, and she was back to work in no time. It can be hard to know what these underlying traumas are that you know sit there and come up to disturb your sleep. So to bear that in mind, and do reach out for some help with that, because it can have a really clearing effect when you resolve whatever it is. Your sleep patterns naturally get back into sync, and you can rest more deeply again, because your nervous system isn't on alert. So I hope that's given you a few tips on how to use tapping for insomnia, and if you need any more help, please get in touch. Subscribe to my channel for more videos, or please do join me on my Facebook group. It's a private group, Tapping for Results, but you'd be very welcome there. See you later. Bye-bye.